Hey everyone, James Reeves, TFB TV. You may recognize Ricardo next to me. We're at the FTW Ranch out here in Texas with the Beretta BRX-1, kinda Beretta's first rifle, right? We've done a few videos on the BRX-1 in the past, and by the time you guys watch this video, it's probably gonna be 2024. When you see this, right now it's October 2023. But the BRX-1, straight pull rifle made by Beretta. It's a big deal. You guys are super excited about it. Me, not as much. I mean, you know, it's more geared towards hunters and sportsmen. And I think it excels in that capacity. I think it's great. But Ricardo, you know me so well. We've known each other for years now. And you said, you know, don't worry, man, I've got something you're going to be really excited about. And I'm calling this, I don't know what y'all are going to call it. And I don't even know if it's going to make production. But I'm calling this the BRX-1 Tactical. I think this is awesome. I've gotten to shoot it. Why don't you tell us about the BRX-1 generally and then the differences here?
So let's start with the full disclosure here. So that rifle was an idea of one of our colleagues. He's very into long-range shooting and everything and likes, let's say, tactical things. And he said, like, I'm going to take a few BRXs that we had in-house, and he sent it to his gunsmith, and he did this.
So this is
Camo,
right, not an official thing at all, and it may never make production. This video may never see the light of day.
It's not going to be in production, but this is just a good example of what, you know, especially here in the U.S., you can do if you have a little bit of imagination with a rifle like this. Now, the platform works, and it's going to be very suitable for these kind of things in the future.
Let's talk about the BRX-1 generally. What is it?
So the BRX is the first ever Beretta 100% rifle made in Italy. It's a straight action system or straight pull. We'd like to call it the modern repeating rifle because there's a lot of cool new features and some innovations inside the platform, as you can see. And it just accomplishes anything a regular bolt action should accomplish in terms of performance, accuracy, and everything, and more. And we have full ambidextrous, let's say, capabilities. We can choose the bolt handle from right hand to left hand, ejection side.
Out of the box, too. It isn't like you have to buy accessories. It's out of the box, truly, fully ambi.
Correct. You buy the rifle, and it's either from the point of view, if you're a dealer, you're a chain, or you're a customer, and for example, you're a father and you have like a kid is left hand, you can buy the rifle. Now, that is one of the things that it's very cool about this one. You can buy the rifle and then you can switch it in less than 30 seconds with no tools from right hand to left hand. That's one of our main selling features right there. Not only that, it's also a takedown or multi-caliber gun. Eventually, by the time of the launch or during 2024, we're gonna come out with the conversion kits. So you can potentially get this 308 transformed into 6.5 300 Win Mag, or even more like into the end of 2024 and 2025, 223 and other calibers that are on development.
Before we talk specifically about this one, the way that I see the BRX-1, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, really it's almost like you guys are selling a barreled action with all the parts fully assembled, if that makes sense. In other words, I'm looking at this rifle and what I'm seeing is the barrel and the action, because I've seen you guys completely take this thing apart. It's completely modular. Yeah. The stock comes out, the trigger pack comes out, the bolt comes out, and it's all interchangeable.
The way I would describe it for the American market and also like for the European market is, but especially in the US, since we don't have too many regulations, the serial number or the, let's say, firearm per se is the lower receiver, which is the aluminum action that you have here. All the other parts, well, besides the bolt and everything that you have to buy the rifle, but potentially is like you buy a lower receiver and then you can change the uppers and stocks and different things. Now the stocks and the barrel, they are bolted with just regular bolts and the wrench comes in the case, so you can disassemble it in your house. Since, I mean, we also design firearms that are used for military and law enforcement, the logic that we used to design this hunting rifle, which is or modern repeating rifle, was the same we used to design any military gun.
Ricardo, we've talked about how the BRX-1 is like the AR-15 of manual rifles. Can you kind of show us the modularity, like how you can transform this platform?
Now, the logic of how we designed the rifle is the exact same logic we use to design military weapons. Many things in consideration, like one of them is interchangeability of parts. The gun needs to be durable, needs to work and everything. So I'm just gonna run down with the quick disassembly of the gun and what you can do with it. And one of the cool features that is the one I like the most is 100% interchangeability of parts, which means I can take all the 308s we've been using in the SAM course here in Texas, swap the parts, and the guns will be working, which means worst case scenario, I can bring an extra trigger group, buy the parts online or whatever, and just keep the gun running, which is the main thing. To remove the bolt, what I will have to do is just on this other side, there's a bolt button. You have to push forward a little bit, and I'm gonna pull it back hard. I have my cheek riser here, which is not helping. Now, one of the cool things, you'll see this bolt, it has a cam pin on the top. You basically push that cam pin, remove the whole bolt, central bolt group. Now we have two parts here. It's a little oily. You just take it apart, rotate 180 degrees, and change it and reassemble it. Now, what we see here is that we have your ejection cloth is going to be in right or left hand side. That's going to indicate your left hand or right side ejection side. Next thing we do is we take one of our bullets, in the case, or whatever tool you have, and there's a small button here on the left side, right side in this case of the bolt. We just press it down, remove my bolt handle, put it on the other side, press again the bottom, make sure that there's no red showing on everything. I have it all done, and now I just reassemble the parts, press the cam pin in, and they should be go. So the next thing is, I'll using always my same bullet, is there's a button here, there's in the back of the trigger plate, there is a small plate that I can lift, and if you see, that is what is holding the trigger group inside the rifle. Now I can push it outward, take it out from the magazine, and I have my trigger pack, which is 100% interchangeable, adjustable in weight in 3 positions without any tools. I can go from 1.75 pounds more or less to 3.5 pounds, nothing done, and it's a hammer fire gun, which is, remembering, very similar to an AR-15 type. Now, this gives us the possibility in the future for upgrades or tuning or whatever. So like there's just leaving extra space of whatever we find that it's cool to have this gun in. Now, of course, this is the whole gun stripped down. We have our magazines, and then of course we have interchangeable Picatinny rails. We offer 0 MOA, 20 MOA caliber kits, and of course you can change the stock, the pistol grip, the cheek riser. It's, as you can see, it's pretty similar to the modularity we have today on AR-15s.
Ricardo, if I want to take the furniture off, how difficult is it?
So you have to...
Because once I do that, then we're just down to the, like what we're calling the lower receiver, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
like the barreled action.
The lower receiver is this part here that you see is made in a light alloy, aluminum alloy. And you have to remove the barrel first. There's 2 screws here. You will receive that screw in your box, and you just take those 2 out. And after you take those 2 out, you will find 1 screw in the front, which is the one that holds the forend. It's kind of bedded in. And then to remove the back stock, what you have to do is take, of course, the butt pad off, and then you will find another screw, and it's all using the same wrench.
I think that the open source nature and the modularity of this platform is going to lead to a lot of success. We've been out here shooting it. It's been running wonderfully. Look, man, I'm a little biased, but I think this might be my favorite straight pull.
Wow.
Well, no, I mean, this is the only straight pull I've ever shot, to be totally honest with you. But as far as manual rifles, I totally get what you're saying. You've been referring to this as like the Toyota of rifles, where you got all this parts interchangeability, you got this modularity, you got this ability to customize. I think that you guys did a wonderful job with this. I know you've already had great success with it in Europe,
yes,
right, for the past year, and I think that it's going to do very well in the United States. I think that's a great introduction into what we have in front of us, because you get the BRX-1, you get the threaded barrel with any BRX-1, 5/8 by 24 standard, so we got a suppressor on this one, very tactical, of course. You get the built-in monolithic optic rail. You guys have the setup with an EOTech and, you know, D-ball or whatever, yeah. But the main limiting factor with the BRX-1 is the fact that it uses those 5-round kind of sporting magazines. Clearly this one does not, and everybody who, the second they turned on this video, were like, what the hell is this?
Okay, this is, so first of all, the BRX has orange magazine that we've talked about it and everything. Is 5-round capacity for all calibers, but especially on the 308 being a double stack, why not using an AR-10 magazine?
Or the 6.5.
Or a 6.5, exactly, or 223.
223, whatever. Yeah, yeah.
So it's just trying to just give a platform that it's not a semi-auto, that it's manual repeating, that it's as cool as an AR type platform, that you can mess around and everything. So in this case, we have this magazine. I 3D printed with the help of some of our colleagues this thing in virtually a couple
Yeah,
of
like a
days.
collar that just pops onto an AR-10 mag.
Now, I know we're working with this in the factory to offer it as a standard option, but you know, this is 3D printed, so that I guess that says it all.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
sure.
do it in your
You can
house
do
and
it.
everything.
Yeah,
As
you
long
guys
as,
have the
as the
plans.
magazine is positioned in a correct place, you just have this adapter basically here. You have your regular P10 mag, put it in, and now you have 20 round capacity on your BRX-1. And it's, you know, minor repeating with the benefits of minor repeating rifles. Maybe in other places in the world where you have a lot of regulations, or maybe here, who knows?
California,
Canada,
even? Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Depending on the capacity of the magazine, I don't want to get in
Get
trouble,
into it. Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But yeah, you can go from P-Mags that are 10 round capacity to 20, depending on what you want to do. It's just the rifle is there, you can do it.
This does a great job of illustrating the potential of this platform, because when I first shot it last April in Italy, the first time I saw it, I'm like, okay, this is neat if I were like a hunter, but I'm not. And then we, but we took this rifle out and other BRX-1s. We've been here at FTW shooting at distance. We were shooting out to 700 yards. I was clanging the gong at 700 yards with Steiner, whatever, 12x optic, that we had on using this. So you could realistically use this in a tactical application, sporting application, hunting application. I think you said it best the other day we were talking about it. You said this is like the AR-15 of manual rifles.
Correct.
I completely agree with that. It's like you're buying the lower receiver. Everything else, there's a lot of potential for this system. And
Yeah.
I'm really excited for you guys to develop it. Don't bullshit me here, Ricardo. 300 blackout, is that a possibility? Like 300 blackout with AR-15 mags. Just tell me if it's possible.
Yes.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible.
And I think that would be amazing in this setup.
It's possible. I think it's like, of course, the feeding of the rifle and the feeding path of the ammunition, that's probably one of the most difficult things to nail. But I think, we're Beretta. I don't accept no for an answer from these guys, so I'm sure they will find something to do with it.
And you guys, you listen to the consumers and the people that are out here watching, and I bet, again, I'm not sure if this is going to ever make production. I love this with the multicam hydro dip or whatever else. I want woodland. We talked about
Yeah.
that. I think that would be awesome. But if they raised enough hell in the comments, I bet somebody would kind of give this a long, hard look at Beretta. So I wanted to say thank you, Ricardo.
Thank you.
As
James.
usual, man, you're a good friend. You're always great on camera, and you're an engineer and a marketer. So it's you're the total package for TFB TV. So I appreciate it. Guys, appreciate you watching. Stay tuned. We're bringing you more from FTW.